You're listening to Real Restaurant Radio, the show that inspires up-and-coming restaurant and bar owners, along with current operators, to pursue their passion in the restaurant business. I am your host, Kostas Lazanas, and I'm joined, as always, with my good friend, Cary. Let us guide you through the process of being a successful owner and teach you how to make an impact in today's culinary world. And welcome back to another episode of Real Restaurant Radio. Cary, what is going on today, buddy? How you doing, man?
Good.
Just celebrated 6 years of the restaurant business.
Holy cow, man. That's a long run.
It's not about being in business for 6 years. It's about owning a Greek restaurant in a redneck town for 6 years is what's to be celebrated.
Hey, your town loves you, though.
I try very hard.
You're very much, a center point of pride, I think, for Rowlett, Texas.
I know, that's awesome.
That's a big achievement on its own.
Thanks, man. Thanks. You had a wine walk, or you had one, or are you gonna have one? Something to that effect.
We had one. Remember that rainy Saturday? Was it last Saturday? Saturday before?
And then it stopped, and then the wine walk started.
Yeah, 60-mile-an-hour winds. We had tents and musicians playing outside and all kinds of cool stuff. But obviously, we made a call at 10 a.m. was like, all right, we're going to our rain plan. So when you're doing an outdoor event like that, and you're selling tickets and you're telling people rain or shine, it's good to have a rain plan to where everybody knows like what the adjustments are going to be. If you have to shift a musician to inside a retail restaurant, or if you change the check-in location, where to have people park, and then make sure that you have you email everyone. But what I've done, which seemed to work pretty well, seems pretty low tech, but take just a list of their phone numbers and just do a group text. And a lot of people don't do this. I don't know why, but you can rename those group texts. So like I have one for, managers at my restaurant. I have one for bartenders at my restaurant. I have one for our beer distribution reps. And so I made one for those wine walk merchants. And what I mean by that is the different stops. I guess if people don't know what a wine walk is, it's a retail event focused on getting large amounts of people to walk through people's stores. And so for us as a business association, we used it as a fundraiser as well. So the tickets purchased goes into those, expenses and then to the coffers. And then I guess they get a glass from us, and they get a passport and tells you like what type of wine, where to go and what order to kind of go in. And there's a prize, or you get into a raffle drawing if you go to a certain amount of stops. So they go into these stores and they get their ounce or two of wine, and sometimes they'll have like cheese and meats and crackers and stuff, and they get a chance to meet the owner of the shop and do some shopping. So
it's really a great way to stimulate kind of that local
right,
economy as well,
right.
Getting people to go into the stores and stuff. Was there any problems with the licensing on TBC to be able to like have places that don't serve alcohol have alcohol in their establishments? Or
well, we didn't sell the wine, and as an association, we didn't even buy the wine. So each retailer who bought their own wine, and if you don't have a license, you're certainly allowed to give it away.
Okay.
So there was TBC didn't even know about it. I mean, they might know about it, but we weren't, obligated to inform them about what was going on. The kind of unique feature about Garland is that we can, there's no open container law, so you can actually walk down the street with a beer. Most places you're not going to be able to. But this event could still work in your town because they just have to finish their alcohol before leaving
inside the premises,
leaving your front door, which just means pour them a little more. They stay in your store a little longer.
I mean, right? There's a strategy to everything.
Yeah.
Well, that's really neat. I think you've been part of this wine walk for. Is this your third time doing it?
This was our second one. Our first one was pretty big.
Remember, I popped down there.
300
remember,
people.
I was there.
I probably looked a little stressed that day.
you were a little bit, and I was like, I just kind of let you do your thing. But yeah, I stopped by and I was like, let me go see. Actually, I stole a beer from your restaurant actually because I went in there and I was like, I'm gonna say see Cary outside, and I didn't pay for my beer, so sorry about that.
Oh, no problem.
I owe you a beer.
It's okay. You got me on your anniversary.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
Well, that's really neat. I'm glad that you're doing that, and I think that's such a great way to stimulate and just even to self-promote your own business, or just show that you're like, you know, an authority on something, is getting involved with the local community. I think anybody out there that owns a restaurant, hey, let's like try to do a 5K or do something. I know it really depends on like your location. If you're like we're off of a freeway, you may not necessarily have like, you know, the ability to do stuff like that. But there's things that you can still do. Even like if you have a big parking lot, you can throw a festival in your parking lot type thing.
Sure. Bring in some vendors.
Yeah. And I've done that multiple times.
Yeah. Area makers who are, you know, repurposing things or creating.
Cinco de Mayo, we had a Mexican restaurant next to me. It brought a donkey out and like had a mechanical bull. Yeah, like it was nuts. So, but I'm out there like roasting whole lambs on the spit. So who am I to judge on the antics and festivals? But that's what you got to do. I mean, you're in the restaurant business, and it's a show.
Right. Yeah. So how'd the anniversary go?
It went really well.
I popped in. I thought it was really fun.
Yeah, I had a great time. Founders was really nice to us. They gave us tons of glassware, tons of swag. The local rep came in and did a buyback. If you guys don't know what a buyback is, sometimes some of the local breweries will come in and
not intrinsic.
You know what, Intrinsic's done more than their share, but that's why I like.
We don't do that, but yeah.
But that's why I like going sometimes with a bigger company.
Mm-hmm.
That's the downside of being a small company, is you may not have that power to do that.
Right.
So every now and then, whenever like, and I support you, and you obviously know that I support like so local, but every now and then, like when I'm doing a big event, I might reach across the aisle and to a bigger company like Sam Adams I did for Oktoberfest. Like, let me get like tons of support. And you know, for a Little Greek restaurant, you know, if they're gonna sit there and spend $300 on a buyback, like they just bought all their beer back, so I'm like giving that beer away for free.
Right.
And I know that's just not feasible for a lot of breweries, but that's
good
for me as a consumer or as a business owner. You know, ask them whenever you're negotiating, like if you're gonna do like a tap takeover, because you are buying 4 or 5 of their beers. And I even told them we're gonna do an awesome video on it and all these things.
Right.
So like, I did ask them. Check this out, Cary. Because you know I'm a YouTuber and a vlogger and all these things. I actually asked them, I was like, hey, why don't you fly me to Grand Rapids, Michigan, and give me a hotel room, and I'll like vlog the experience and drink the beer there and talk about founders.
That'd be really fun.
It was similar to that Salt Lake City vlog, how I did the airplane trip there and all these things. Like that was a really cool. It would have made a really cool, fun vlog, and it would have cost them what, $200 for the ticket and then $50 for a hotel room type thing.
Maybe, yeah,
maybe $400 total.
Yeah,
which you know you pay $400 for a video.
Right.
So, but I guess people don't see it that way. Anyway, that's the point of that story is like just go out there and ask. So ask, hey, what will you provide me for an anniversary party or a different event? You know, I would like to do something with Dogfish Head. Or I guess they're Sam Adams now, right?
Yeah, Sam Adams bought Dogfish. Yeah,
that's crazy. You have to elaborate on that in a minute. But yeah, the anniversary party was a success, 6 years, and for all of you guys out there that are listening, that own a restaurant, that have been in business for 6 years, you know that's like a big accomplishment. So yeah, it was fun.
I think it's important to celebrate those kind of feats and accomplishments, and not just for yourself. You know, I mean, it's a lot of work to do a party like that. Being a host of a party like that in a restaurant, it's a lot of work. It's not like you're just going out and getting a drink and celebrating. You know, it's an opportunity to make money, of course. Did you do well that day?
We did good. Yeah. We did.
Okay.
We did pretty good.
And then it's an opportunity to kind of regroup and capture some of the people who maybe haven't been there in a little while, and say, hey, we're still here, we're still relevant, and show some customer appreciation. Maybe I saw you talk to everyone at least twice.
Yeah, you have. Yeah, you have to. I mean, that's why I've made it. I think in my restaurant is because I've just been able to connect with so many guests.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's it's funny because another restaurant, Italian restaurant in a neighboring city, I noticed that they were promoting half off their entire menu.
Same day?
No, it was like on a Tuesday.
Okay.
But so take your slowest day of the week and then just like get instead of spending all the money on tents and DJs and bands, like give that back to the customers. And I thought that was really cool how he marketed and promoted that, and obviously do it on your slow day.
Think he lost money that day?
You know, I think
Or made it up on cocktails?
Oh, I think maybe you make it up on cocktails, or maybe you just make it up on volume. And plus, what are we gonna do on a Tuesday anyway? Type thing, Like just pick your slowest day. And if you're gonna increase your sales by like 800%, and you're prepared for it, and you have the staff for it, you're gonna make money on the volume. And then plus, if it is a wash, like you impacted so many guests that day, and you build those relationships. That way, they're coming back next week and spending $100 type
plus
thing.
it's pasta.
it is pizza and pasta, right? It's bread and tomato sauce.
It's really good margins there.
I'm telling you, we got in the wrong business
That's cool.
anyway. We're both like in the big protein, dense
wings. Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was joking with you earlier. I was like, yeah, the salmon tastes so good. I'm like, the salmon's $7 a pound. No.
Yeah. Order the chicken. Yeah, I feel you there.
But yeah, customer appreciation is a big thing. And that's why we're in business, is to appreciate the customers and take care of the customers.
Yeah, absolutely. We started using our text program this year in a little different way. Instead of just saying, we never really pushed it as like advertising, but we would announce events and we I remember come enjoy this experience.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that.
And now this year, I think every other month, I'm scheduling just a customer appreciation thing.
Some type of VIP club. That's how I market mine, is VIP club. My thing is I'm actually going the opposite. So I started off just doing coupons, but then I'm like, I just don't want to condition my guests to only come in for a coupon.
Yeah, I was going to say with the 50% off all your food thing on Tuesdays, then people only come on Tuesdays.
Well, that was like a one-time only for his anniversary.
Yeah.
But
it's like there's this other restaurant in town. They always have this coupon in the Valpak. We've talked about it before. And it's like nobody goes until they've done it so often. They have to keep doing it. It's
a double-edged sword. It's kind of like us with our events. Like if you don't stop putting events out, people are going to forget about you, because like you're known as the place to have events. Right. So you kind of do it to yourself.
You got to change up your promotions, I guess, is the
takeaway.
Yeah, because if you do the same thing every time, maybe they, like you said, get conditioned. And this time we did like $5 pitcher on a Sunday once, and we got destroyed that day. It was great. I was like, okay, next time we'll extend the time frame. So last week we did come in and get a free crowler, which is a can of beer to go. And that was it. No catch. Come in and get a free beer. And we got so many phone calls, and people were like, what do I have to buy? And we're like, nothing. And they're like, I don't get it. I'm like, you get a free beer. And
I know.
Mostly people were excited about it. We had people come in that hadn't been there in a while, just for something that cost me, a couple bucks to make. And they go home with our artwork, and they might have never experienced I know we do cans, but maybe they've never experienced that and they forgot,
That's a good call.
And so it was a little bit of a burden on the bar staff having to keep up with canning beers.
But here's the thing, though, is like all you guys out there that own restaurants, like you're so quick to drop $750 on a half-page ad somewhere.
Right.
Take that $750 and give it directly to the customers and do your own marketing campaign.
Right.
I'm not saying that.
And they came in and bought. They didn't just. Some people came in and was like, I want a beer.
You're gonna have that bottom 20%.
Some people
we talked about that in the other podcast.
They bought food and a couple of beers, and then they were like, hey, so I was wondering what this meant. Like,
so it's funny, Cary.
Grab a beer out of the fridge.
We do the
just
same
let
thing.
us know what you're getting so we can, keep track of it.
That's awesome.
That's it.
I mean, that's exactly what we're doing with our VIP club on the text messaging. One of the thing that is automated on our texting platform is free birthday dinner. They're like, what's that mean?
Good. Yeah, we don't have that.
And they're like, you get a free birthday dinner.
I think that's great.
And they're like, well, I mean, what do I have to buy? Like, nothing. It's your birthday. We want to celebrate your birthday with you. We love you.
And nobody celebrates their birthday alone, right?
Exactly. So, like, now all of a sudden you have all these, like, 6 tops and 8 tops and 12 tops coming in here.
And they're drinking.
And they're drinking. Their bill is $300 or $400.
Yeah.
Minus the $4 in food costs from the guy's meal.
Right. And they get a dessert. And
So really, it's like you give them a $4, like spend $300 and get a $4 coupon. Essentially on our side of the deal.
Gosh,
but for them though, it's like they get a free birthday meal. Like I feel appreciated. Like wow, and I think that's like a big deal.
That's great. How many of those do you do?
We get probably about 3 to 4 a week.
Oh, that's great.
And it's it's only skyrocketing. So definitely maybe
I'll have to look into that.
That's if you think about it, yours might be like a free beer or free pitcher on your birthday or whatever is your lowest profit margin. Mine's just a free dinner because, we're
Well, beer would be great.
primarily a restaurant.
Yeah. I mean, do you ever get like negative responses to your like coupons or promotions or
No,
like,
I haven't.
really? Okay.
We get like one, like maybe
It's surprising.
a 0.25% dropout of our texting
Oh, okay.
platform, but everybody stays on the platform. No one opts out. I haven't had any negative.
I mean, if you're not
feedback.
blasting them, you know.
I only do it once a month, twice a month, maybe.
We had one guy call and he goes, "What's a crowler?" And we explained it to him. He's like, "Okay, so I got this text message. How do I get it?" I was like, "Well, you just come and you get it." And he goes, "It's one free beer to go." I'm like, "Yes." He's like, "I'm not driving 30 minutes for no beer to go." I'm like, okay.
That's crazy. You know what?
I mean,
you can't please them all.
That wasn't the
Can't please
point.
them
Like,
all.
it's to invite you back.
You know what? It's actually we're actually halfway through the podcast, and we're starting this thing where we got to stop in the podcast, and we have to read our reviews. We start. Carrie, This is your idea, Carrie.
I know.
So let's see what we got here. What platform are we going on to read a review?
I got a couple of great ones on Google and a couple of 1-stars on Google this last week.
Okay, let me start with okay, we're going Google then, basically. All right, let's go to Google. Whoever pulls it up first can go first. Let's see here.
Got one. Oh, two stars.
See, this is real restaurant radio. We're not sugarcoating it. Like, this is the real deal here.
Ordered baby back ribs. We don't have baby back ribs. Ordered baby back ribs and pulled pork to go, I guess. When I got home, I got large ribs that tasted good, but the pork was stringy. Let's see. Corn fritters were overcooked. Parking sucked too. I'm a handicap veteran and had to park 4 stores down. Guess I'll go back to Dickie's.
Gosh, see, that's real restaurant radio. We're not sugarcoating it. But I mean, to break this down,
So what did you
he
do?
was
I haven't
probably he was
responded.
already upset because he couldn't park like right in front of the restaurant.
That's
so
true.
You know, like when you have that already, like you're already upset with like life.
Yeah.
From
Well,
the
when you
get-go?
first get it, you're like, man, but yeah, and then you start breaking it down.
Yeah. And then at that point, it's just everything you can complain about or think about.
I can explain it all, but it's not worth it. It's like, we don't serve baby back ribs. That's why you got the large ribs. They're St. Louis cut.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what you want me to do. That's what it says on the menu.
But I try to be like as unbiased as I can on these. Like I try not to like defend the customer or defend the restaurant. I try to be like the wise Solomon. So I'm like, did we over fry them just for a second? Because for me, I know fried food sometimes, like my calamari, the guys can like leave it in there literally like an extra 30 seconds.
I don't think they were overcooked. I just think they don't travel well.
Okay, so you got it all to go. Is that what it was? Yeah.
When he got home, he said they were chewy. So
That's true. Yeah, anything you fried, don't order fried. If you,
we try not to cater fried food.
I'm 100%. I'm always like, don't try fried. Don't get fried. Like we want French fries at our wedding. I'm like, no, you really don't though.
Yeah, parking sucked. Well, I mean, okay. Sorry.
All right. So I actually had a review from Kelly at 1:58 in the morning, and she said I had such
Are you open that? No, we closed at like 10.
I mean, she may have went somewhere after hours, sat at a bar and wrote a review about her delicious Greek experience she had. I mean, who am I to judge?
Drunk text.
Hey, at least she had Opa on her mind. You know what I'm saying?
There you go. All night long.
I had such a great time with my roommate. I forgot now what we ordered, but it was delicious. I think we got lamb chops with potatoes. I forget, but everything was delicious. The service was excellent. A lot of fun and care into their food. It was perfect.
Cool.
So
Good.
yeah.
Yeah, why not? I appreciate that people are willing to, say positive things. I'm usually overwhelmed by mostly positive stuff.
It takes so much energy to write a positive review.
Right.
People, when you're angry, it's
do
so
you do
easy to
that?
write an angry review.
Do you write reviews on other people?
I try to whenever I'm like not juggling the podcast and the restaurant.
Sure,
and the
I feel
I'm so busy.
Yeah. It's hard not to sound fake for me.
Yeah. No, I mean,
Or like I have an angle or like,
sure.
because I own a business too. And so it's really easy to find that out.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I try my hardest to write reviews whenever I can. So I know it means a lot to the business owners, and
Sure.
But that's the thing is like reviews only go so far because it's like the 99% of the people who don't leave a review that had a good or bad experience that you'll never hear about. So I think as restaurant owners, we get caught up in the physical ability to read a review.
Right.
But we don't realize like there's so many people out there that we impact positively or negatively.
But that was short and positive.
Yeah, that was great. That was great.
Right.
But I just feel bad personally for like people who had a bad experience that I can never really fix.
You remember those.
Yeah. So
you might forget this one.
yeah, those stick, don't they? It's
Right.
crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, awesome, man. Well, I think what else we want to talk about today? We got a few more minutes left on the podcast.
We got an event coming up together.
Yeah, we have that coming up.
Uka.
Uka. I think let's say that for the next podcast, next week's podcast. I want to tell everybody about that more in detail. But I want to ask you about your chicken fried steak real quick. I know you've been doing this now for almost
3 months, maybe?
Is it
4
3
months?
Well, I think when we went to you launched it when we were in the ski trip.
Oh, yeah. The week before we left.
Yeah, and then you were gone.
Regretted that.
Yeah.
It worked out.
It worked out, but they were like, I saw you stressing on the ski trip. We were at a bar, and you were on your phone the entire night because I think you're like,
kind of watching.
Yeah, we're sold out. We sold 25 orders in 2 minutes.
Yeah, gosh. Yeah, it's definitely slowed down. I mean, we were doing 75 and getting our butts handed to us. Now we're doing more like 25, 30.
But now you're going to keep it consistent, though, with the just every Tuesday, right? Like, that's your thing.
It's more consistent. The food's more consistent. The amount that we have is more consistent. This last week, we sold out in an hour, so...
I saw you post that.
Whoops, yeah.
That's amazing.
But to be honest, we had less than we normally do.
Sure.
Just kind of a mix-up in preparation.
Well, I'm always so worried about pleasing everybody, but now that I'm getting older, more senior, like in the business, I cook a certain amount of orders, and when we're out. Like, I'm sorry, I didn't make.
It's how you keep it fresh, and it's how you keep your costs down.
Yeah.
Right. And then it's
makes
an
it a
opportunity. Excuse me. It's an opportunity to make a post like I did, and say, talk about the same thing I'm talking about every week, but in a different way. You know, a new photo. Sorry we ran out. People were just extra hungry this time. Be sure to check us out next Tuesday at this time.
Exactly.
Don't miss out.
Exactly.
And you create some of that FOMO, fear of missing out. And I don't know. I think it just kind of adds hype.
Any other dinner specials, brunch specials you got in the pipe for June or July?
We have the summer concert series coming up.
That's always a big thing. Is that with you and Lakewood, y'all team up on that again?
We borrowed their trailer last time and bought some beer last time, but now we have our own beer truck.
So you're gonna do it without them this year?
Yes.
I mean,
not by design. It's just kind of easier.
They make plenty of money. They'll be fine without.
Well, they didn't reach out and say, "Hey, we want to be part of this event again."
Yeah.
It was very me reaching out to them and
gotcha.
dragging them to it.
And that's always a great time, right? Don't y'all build like an outdoor type?
We're going to simplify it a little
thing?
bit this time.
Huh?
We're going to simplify it. I'm still going to put tables out, have our tent. We're going to serve food and beer. But it's also on Friday night this year instead of Saturdays. So it's kind of a whole different.
Is it busier on Friday nights for you?
Yeah. I mean, and they're shutting the streets down from 6 a.m. to midnight.
I see.
On a Friday 4 times, which is kind of scary.
But
all the other
you have
restaurants,
you have that built-in business though with a concert series
starting at 6 p.m.
I got you. So your lunch business you're saying is going to suffer.
Yeah. So, but everybody else they used to do it on Saturday, and a lot of people were complaining that they ruined their Saturday, and so they're trying a Friday now.
Is there some?
It's like those are the 2 no days. Like there's 2 days you're not supposed to. But then like they want a good return on their investment for hiring a big band and doing fireworks and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. I mean.
Well, that's exciting. I can't wait to hear how that turns out this summer. And I think that was
that's all awesome. An experiment for all of us.
Yeah.
And you can, when you're working with other people and events outside of your control, you can choose to be
well, you learned a lot last year,
grouch
right?
about it or engage the event and try to capitalize it on
100%
as best as you can.
Well, that's awesome, dude. That's awesome. I wish the best luck to you on this summertime. And I know I got some stuff coming up too. Taste of Dallas, and I've been getting into filming lately too. So doing all these weddings and stuff like that too.
You just did the margarita ball too.
Or margarita meltdown.
Yeah. Wow.
So
You had a busy weekend, man.
So many things, bro. So many things. Well, I guess that kind of wraps up an episode of Real Restaurant Radio.
Sure does. That was fast.
I know, I'm telling you. Well, until we see you next week, you guys have a great one, and cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
I wanna run away, wanna make mistakes now, 'cause I don't wanna stay, wanna